Hi, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on what time you're gonna come across this video. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining. This is a live video, and I'm starting to go the questions, looking at the list of questions you had been sending me. And this one was, what is the best time to travel to Ukraine or Russia? So, first of all, I see a few people hopping in. Can you guys hear me? Can you please let me know? Because I'm using my headset for gaming to have a better sound for tonight. I hope you can hear me. Hello, everyone. So, as I promised you, I will be responding the questions um, about Russia, Ukraine, travels, relationships, and all of the above to help you guys. And if one person have the question, it means that probably there are more people that have the question. So that's why we are going to talk about that. So, what is the best time to travel to Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, any place in Eastern Europe or Central Europe? So, what do you guys think I'm going to answer to that? The best time was yesterday. No, not any time. Any time is too blurry. It doesn't have a date, it doesn't have anything specific. It will never happen. The best time was yesterday, but today is still okay. So the best time to travel is now. Now, make your plans, get your ticket, and make things happen. A lot of people live in this illusion that at some point they're going to have a moment where they're going to be more available, less busy. Things will just perfectly align for the trip. And I'm here to tell you bad news that no, this is not going to happen. There is never a perfect time to start a business, to clean your house, to do chores, to have a child. There is never a perfect time to be pregnant and take uh, 1 year completely out of your life and then several more and maybe even more than that. There is never ever a perfect time to do something that is very, very important and completely out of your comfort zone. A lot of people are reaching out to me and they want me to give them a recipe or a prescription, or they want to put my experience or experience of other client as their own, of other of my subscribers as their own. You cannot download a trip. You cannot download from Google experiences. You cannot download a relationship. You cannot download a wife, even though many of you are trying to do that. And that keeps you stuck for years and keeps your pockets and your hearts empty because you stop in believing that good things are possible. But meanwhile, you had never even been out of the country. You had never experienced what is how that is even like to be on a plane by yourself. It's almost that somebody need to insure you and handheld you and handhold you or something like that. I'm so amazed getting letters from men who really, let's just say, very grown, and they afraid to make a step, but they living in a fantasy that they can rely on somebody else's experiences and that it will happen to one day. A lot of men spending significant amount of money a month on a fantasy. They think they are in relationships with Ukrainian women, and That's a little different topic, but it relates to today's topic because you cannot, there are certain things, even with all the technology in the world, there are certain things that cannot be replaced with technology. Those are experiences and relationships and all the sensational, all the sensations and your body sensations, your mind, your heart, when you are meeting with people, you hugging them, you talk to them, you laugh with them, you having experiences and such. So this is just a reminder that, in general, if you're waiting when Veronica is going to travel next time, if you're waiting when your friend John is going to be able to travel, if you wait until the weather gets better, you will never experience anything. There is no other way. There is no shortcut. There is no, microwave solution. Just that, making it a plan and doing it. If that's something you want to do. A lot of people relying on others. You always have this excuse. Well, I was going to go with John, but his wife didn't want him to, or I was going to go, but yeah, I have to do this house renovation right now. Sometimes we do have, of course, we often have responsibilities. We have things that are important to get in order. But sometimes you need to kind of take an inventory of your life and think how many more home improvements you've already made and how many more cars or how many cars you had changed, and realize that emotional experiences in general, experience in life, is just as valuable as materials things. A lot of people would rather buy themselves super expensive gadget or fancy car to impress people that do not care about you in the first place, but you would not invest in your own experiences, even though you're 50 years old and you had never been out of the country. And you tell me and you tell others that, oh, I think Ukraine is my thing. Yeah, it's my thing. But yet I'm too chicken to hop on that plane and go somewhere. This year, guys, I had so many examples of people that were telling how many things they were going to do, and they ended up doing none. And this is really, really, really sad. Um, I used to have, sometimes you have confrontations with your family because they don't understand, why do you need all these trips? How is that you are not shy to invest in yourself, and how is that you having all these experiences? So if you try to negotiate things with your family, if you try to explain yourself to somebody, um, you are going to lose all of your enthusiasm because people, the majority of people, they cannot justify things like travel, especially international travel. They cannot justify that. But if they aren't paying your bills, you don't need their justification. So, guys, welcome, welcome. I just had to say this because probably 20 to 30% of the emails that I have piled up in my mailbox are about the best time travel to Ukraine. And of course, we're gonna talk about more practical things. So, what should you expect traveling to Ukraine? Does it really matter? every season, every month, every time of the year has its ups, upsides and downsides. For example, of course, now we have Christmas. Thank you guys for the compliments. I love my Christmas tree. I'll show it sometime. I'll show it sometime when I have my camera not attached to the tripod. So thank you guys. Christmas time, it is an awesome time to travel to Ukraine because everything is festive, everything is decorated, people are in a good mood. No matter what's going on with the economy, with the stress, with whatever, people are getting out. Ukrainian people, let me tell you, and Russian too, love to celebrate. Love to celebrate, whether they are broke or they have money, they love to celebrate. And there are a lot of concerts, events. Of course, everybody's out doing something. It's been a while since I've been on the holidays in Ukraine, but some of the best cities to visit on Christmas or New Year holidays, that would be, I would say, Kiev, of course, as a capital, and I would also say Lviv. There is a lot going on. It's just beautiful. It's something different. Since the last year, Ukraine also recognized Catholic Christmas, which we're about to have. So since last year, they even starting to celebrate that, which is kind of exciting because if you travel, you won't feel as the holiday does not exist, as previously it wasn't really officially a holiday and wasn't celebrated widely as it is right now. So there is no excuse. The downsides of going on the holidays, of course, is the weather. It is very cold, could be very cold. It's Ukraine, especially central part like Kiev, is pretty much like Michigan. So it could be 4 seasons in one day. It could be muggy and nasty and rainy and drizzly, like drizzle and gray. And the next day you may wake up to 3 feet of snow and sunshine. And next day it's gonna be ice, and then it's gonna be rain, and then it's gonna be sun. So it's unpredictable, like women's mood. Yet it is very it still could be, most likely it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be cold, so you gotta learn, if you live in warmer states, how to wear a jacket. Shall I make a video how to wear a jacket? But basically, you need to have some warm clothes, because guess what? If everybody's out and maybe you're meeting with friends or you about to meet somebody and you are freezing there standing in your sweatshirt, that works for Florida winter, you're going to be very uncomfortable, and Ukrainian girl gonna see you as weak because you're gonna be cold, and you're not gonna, you're gonna be standing like this instead of open your shoulders and being confident. So you can't even get yourself a nice coat in Ukraine. But just remember, there is no bad weather, or, well, let's just say there is no bad weather if you travel, because when you travel, every day counts as three at the very least, because when you travel, your time is precious. You try to fill it up. When you're at home, you can decide and stay at home for some, or you can hibernate, but you don't want to hibernate when you just cross the ocean. So there is no bad weather. There is wrong clothes. So you just have to learn how to wear sweaters and jackets and things like that. Well, if you need a consultation on that, let me know. As you guys know, I specialize in warm clothes, but you really benefit when you get out of your comfortable spot. You really do. Guys, I see your comments and I will read them all. Well, not all, but some of them in a few minutes. I want to ask you, did you notice that you feel different when you travel? I'm just curious about how you what's your experience in that. You feel different about yourself, you feel different about your life because when you travel, you change the picture, you refresh, you get a perspective, and that is on top of you having new experiences, meeting people, discovering expand your mind, discovering new things, making friends, just living life. Yeah, George Baker says I feel happy when I travel. Yes, I know. I know. Like I totally agree with that. It's such a great shake for our comfort, for our everyday routine, for our every when we kind of getting stagnant. And Ukraine, Russia are no exception. So is travel to any other country. I truly believe that international travel gives you that perspective on things, and you can learn a lot, a lot. You will never hear an ignorant advice or ignorant point of view from somebody who actually travels. You will hear from people who never travel. Well, why would you go there? Oh God, it's dangerous out there. Why? I don't know. There is nothing there to look at. What really? Have you been there? I've never heard, and tell me guys if you ever heard the advice from somebody who traveled around the world, who, travels to Europe, maybe to Asia, anywhere else. Have you ever heard from these people, oh no, 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 don't do that. Oh, it's dangerous. It's not safe. You will never hear that ignorant point of view from people who actually dare to explore. They will always support you, even if you go into the countries they never been. So if you're not ready to change place with these people, if you're not ready to die exactly where you were born, you might consider just taking a decision and making things happen. And I promise you, I'm not getting paid from Ukrainian embassy or Ukrainian tourist bureau, but I just nice to see people exploring and making their own mind. It's possible that you will travel and you will say, that's just too much. I know that most of you guys, most of my subscribers are watching because you are, you want to meet somebody and get into relationships and things like that. But a lot of you also want to explore. You want to see another country. You want to see something you've heard about so much. Another thing, by the way, visiting during the holidays is that it's super easy to approach people. Just making friends, you don't go with the hopes that everybody going just to faint when you will say that, or I'm an American and I'm here to explore. There are very many travelers currently in Ukraine. So don't think that you're gonna impress somebody and people just going to go crazy because you're the fact that you're from US, but be open to meet people and make friends. It is really awesome because the first time you come, maybe somebody is assisting you, but next times you come, you might you may or may not be with a group or a friend or assistant. There are a lot of fun in a way when you travel on your own as well. First of all, you don't have a witness for whatever you're up to. Second, is that you are not fitting in into somebody's idea of you. That's my personal favorite. When I get to get out by myself, and especially, when I was younger, before I had responsibilities, I loved to travel by myself. I absolutely loved it because you are not trying to please somebody who is with you the entire time. What do I mean by this? When you are traveling with your girlfriend, let's say, two females, so you're traveling with your buddies, they will share their experience. They will expect you, let's say you like to go to the country bar, they like to go to hear rock music. You get up early in the morning, they sleep till 2 or 3 p.m. They don't want to go on their own, you like to go on their own. It's a lot of times it is things where you don't want to do those things that are not in your interest, but to be polite and try to fit in into certain stereotype, or to just be to please somebody, you will have to do those things, or at least try to do those things. Sometimes you want to talk to a particular person, they don't want to talk with a person. I remember, guys, it's just really funny. I used to have a girlfriend from my school, from my university, and we would go out, and I just love talking to people. I just enjoy. People always approach me. It's just how it is. And sometimes you get those interesting conversations. Maybe you'll never see that person again. But sometimes you have a friend that will criticize, judge, and put down no matter who talks to you. With women, a lot of times it's simply that they're jealous, that um, they're just jealous. Do I really need to explain? And it's just very uncomfortable because it's almost like you have this leash. Somebody is with you, they are controlling where you're going and what you're doing, and they try to also judge. Okay, you're going out with this guy. Oh, he's so short. Oh, he's so ugly. Oh, he doesn't have a good car. Or the other way, what I've noticed, I've learned that very early, that I don't really, it's kind of difficult to go out by yourself, whether you're, man or female. But um, I remember that I've learned it was very difficult. I was terrified, but I started to go out because I just wanted to meet people. And of course, we would go out with friends and girlfriends, but I've noticed was that once you push through that essential basic fear, there is not a single person that's gonna come to you and say, "Oh wow, you're by yourself? For real? What? You flew all the way here by your own self? Oh my god, this is awful." Or if you go out to a restaurant or a bar or a club or dancing place, there is not a person that will come to you and gonna be like, "Oh, look at this one. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Look at this guy or this girl. They are by themselves." Well, it does not ever happen. If you get that, confidence is a skill, and it comes from people stop being so shy and so timid and so dependent on everybody. So I quickly learned that unless you're with a trusted friend, with somebody who has similar ideas that you do about communication and who is open, it's very hard to have a good time, because this person gonna be hungry, thirsty. Oh, I don't like this person. No, let's go to another room. Oh, I cannot stand this perfume. Oh, could you bring me some clothes? This is the part I hate. I do not like about certain girlfriends is that extreme neediness. Oh yeah, yeah. So what are you wearing today? Oh, okay. This. Oh, do you have a dress for me? Could you bring me that makeup? Oh, I like how you done your hair. Can you make my hair? Well, you probably won't have that problem, but I remember thinking to myself, if we're gonna be getting ready somewhere like this, we will never get anywhere. Plus, sometimes you have people that will simply embarrass you. Sometimes you have friends that can be ignorant, and if they are in the minority, they will embarrass you. They will say things aloud that are really inappropriate. It can be it's just you bring a friend to appear more confident, but then when that friend open their mouth, you try to look like you are not even with them. You're like, oh, just looking around or trying to hide because you just want to appear that you don't even know them. You know, when people start to say political things or I don't know, certain aspects, sensitive things or inappropriate things or judgmental things. So that's something else to consider. What do you guys think? So, answering the video of this topic is, what's the best time to travel to Ukraine or Russia or Belarus or Czech Republic? The best time is now. The best time is now. Make plans and make it happen. We talk about the holiday, the holiday rush. It's fun, but it might be a bit more stressful, but you also might have more people just talking to you and laughing and going to events just because it's a time of celebration. People are open to communicate, yet you might have struggles, with I almost said Michigan winters, with Ukrainian or Russian winters. So be prepared. Traveling in spring has different benefits because when you travel in spring, it's warmer. People, in a way, are more outside. Somewhat people are, more out. But at the same time, compared to Michigan or some other states in the US, people are out all the time in Ukraine. Compared to United States, where it's like everybody if you live in the suburbs, it's like a desert. Desert. Well, you know what I mean. It's like Sahara, because everybody's somewhere but not outside. But in spring, it's just you have Easter holiday and there are other things, but it's just beautiful because flowers are opening up. It's pretty, people take the heavy clothes off. It has different benefits. At the same time, you might come and every day is going to be rain. So it's your job to make the most of it. There is not a perfect time, but every single time is a great time. Every single day is a great time. Wherever you can make it happen, make it happen. That's all. Hush, I need to contact Ukrainian embassy for promoting. All right, guys. It's late, so let me look at your comments and we'll call it a day. Hey, Lance. Dave asked you, saying, "Yes, I hear you. Good to see you guys too." Some people are going to January. Yeah, January is a great month. As I said, lots of celebration, lots of fun stuff going on. Yes, you have to experience things in reality. All right. Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you for the compliments. Thank you so much. Yes, some of us live not that far to major airports. Like Lance is saying that he's thinking to maybe going to India, because it's easier to fly from Houston. But there is no excuse. There is no excuse. Oh, I love this Noel. No, Noel or Noel. Well, sorry if I'm messing up your name, but I love this when you say, when you travel, you feel the world is yours. That's so true. When people ask, what I want for Christmas, I usually say that I'm size A window seat. It was a meme on Facebook somewhere. Um, size If you are doing Christmas shopping, I'm size A window seat. That's the most beautiful gift you can give to somebody. Is a gift of travel, gift of exploration. Because how much more stuff can we get? Hey Rick Steele, good to see you. Yes, Cancun sounds like fun. Even though a lot of people are scared to death of Mexico, I know that I've heard it's on my list too. It's so beautiful. And as far as I've heard, the dollar go far too. And there is a lot to do and beautiful nature. People say also about Ukraine that it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous. Okay. Breathing is dangerous. Living is dangerous too because you die from it. You die from living. Eventually, you do. So try not to live, try not to breathe. Kevin Patterson is saying, I was in Ukraine in October for 2 weeks, returning in 2020. When we arranged a good time for me to go, I have never had a bad experience with any Ukrainian person in all of my trips. That's great. And guys, I do not guarantee you, or I'm not trying to convince you that your trip gonna go absolutely smooth and there gonna be no issues. No, there gonna be some bumps on the road, but isn't that isn't that worth it to make it happen? So should that stop you? We have bumps in the road every day here in Michigan. Worst roads in the country. Still making it every day, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just Your comments, guys, are making me smile. Yeah. Noel is saying, that's true. Bad company when you travel with friends. I have that experience. Well, you see, I mean, it really depends because it's nice. It's just two different experiences. When you're on your own, it's really, it's really some. I feel that it's that real exploration when you don't have crutches of other people, supporting you and entertaining you. It's really a how shall I call this? It's really a journey. You getting yourself out. You get to know yourself. Personally highly recommend to journal if you travel on your own, even if you travel with friends. Just even couple sentences about your day. You will see that every day will bring you something delightful, something different, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've learned through the consulting I was doing and in taking counseling classes and all of that is journaling. There is nothing like processing those emotions. Maybe you had a rough day. Maybe you took a wrong Uber or you got lost. But then before you go to bed, you have this quiet moment instead of watching some crazy programs and politics and all that bull crap. You just sit down and you write, who you met today, what have you felt, how were you scared today, or maybe something great had happened. It's so nice because you establish that connection with yourself. A lot of times when we travel with friends, once again, unless you have a great compatibility and it's just a different experience, it will be more interactive. You might have more fun in some ways, but in some ways you will always I okay, I'm just gonna say it like this: I hate to be on somebody else's schedule. I don't know about you guys, but um a lot of people are naturally very needy and insecure, and it just it's not a vacation. It's not a vacation when somebody keep whining, right? Like today, I was thinking about it that you are really blessed if you can you have power and you have opportunity to experience things. The major problem though with other people is that it's very hard to match your vacation and their vacation. So you can spend 5 years of your life try to match your free time with somebody else's time, or you can just go and make things happen. Hey Mark. Hey Steve, thank you. Calm Oceans, thank you. I had a great day. We went today to a performance. We watched ballet. It was Nutcracker yearly annual performance. That was very sweet and lovely and pretty. Um, but let me tell you, if you are in Kiev, Ukraine, or if you are in Saint Petersburg, um, for a vacation, watch a ballet performance while you're there. just just watch it. Even if you're not into ballet, I strongly recommend to see that. You will never forget it. Noel saying that's how we learn in life, with bumps on the road and things come out better in future. Yeah, especially guys, I know that most of my followers are men. You know that Ukrainian women appreciate masculinity, right? So if they see that you're afraid to make a step, uh, by the way, I know I have a lot of emails to answer, so I'm gonna do my very best in the next couple of days to respond you, especially the requirements about my service and the video requests and things like that. I was just very busy because um, even being in Michigan, I feel like holidays is an important time to get out and see people and go to events. But once again, though, um, if you travel during the holidays, it is a great time, even though it's cold as hell. But could be but there is so much going on. It's so festive. It is so fun, and we have hot wine. It's delicious in winter, and we have delicious hot teas. Nothing like tea they make here in US. At the restaurants is you can just really have this soothing time. When it's nasty outside, you feel that the good owner would not let the dog out. uh it feels extremely good inside, with some fire, with some candles, with some hot drinks. You have another reason to hug somebody real tight to warm up. I'm just saying. It's a lot of fun. Vane is saying, I saw Nutcracker in Odessa this year. Very talented dancer. Yes, it's so beautiful. I went today to a school play. I mean, it's not a school play. It was in a school building, but it was a beautiful play. But it's just different. It was quite stunning actually, and I knew a lot of performers. But if you want to see next level, gotta be there. Can't wait. Um, Joseph is saying I'm going to give in April. I can't wait to be back. Awesome. Hey Lawrence, yeah, Tivana is alright. Yes, I somebody gifted me some Tivana tea, and it's pretty good. But in Ukraine, you get stuff made from scratch, and it's just really, really awesome. All right, guys, any more questions? Because it's getting late. I have more things to share, but it's just too much for one video, so we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it as that. Just go make it happen. Yeah, so a lot of men think that they don't have enough money or they're waiting for a better time, but these are the same guys who wasting every month hundreds and hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands, on virtual fiance, virtual ladies that they do not have, and in the end, you have nothing. You have a fantasy, dry wallet, empty wallet, and a broken heart. You might travel to Ukraine and see that, you cannot, you won't be able to afford it. Sometimes I personally tell men that if that's too much for you, you might be better off, with a woman from Midwest, you know, with a woman from maybe if your ethnicity is Arabic or Hispanic or I don't know, or you just kind of very country kind of person, very often you might be better off if you're looking for a lady with a local person. Seriously, because the mentality is different, and believe me, the difference in language and mentality is not always helping. Ask me how I know. It's not always the best thing to experience, but it all depends on you. And the least you can do is go out there and experience things yourself. That's the least you can do. Yeah, it is better to go and meet people in person. Honestly, you can meet people in person through the agency, and you can actually meet people by yourself too. Don't be afraid, Ukrainian women will not bite you. Okay, somebody asking about Christmas gifts. How about I make Christmas gift video shortly, like with a day or two, okay? Because it's gonna be just too much for one video. I did have requests for Christmas gifts. I have some videos on Christmas gifts. Dash 54545. If you look through my channel, I do have some. I think it's called most desirable gifts. But I'll consider making one more. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Joseph Stein, definitely need to meet in person. Ukrainian women are amazing. I have to agree with that. The problem, okay, my last point today. What I observe what keeps happening a lot is that people watch too much programs, too much TV about Ukraine. Then they get online, they get scammed, and they think that they are scammed by real Ukrainian women. But no, you are scammed by scammers. It can be a woman, it can be a man, it can be a teenage boy. My nephew, I have four nephews in Ukraine, and one of my nephews told me that he's 13 years old boy, and they were recruiting him for a dating site to talk to ladies. It's a terrible and very dirty industry. There are no laws. Well, you know what I mean. There is not any criminal responsibility for these people. So you're talking with basically scammers, and you think that they are real women. You get carried away because you get emails and compliments, and you finally feel like a man. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. These women, it can be a teenage boy you're talking to. Um, these people, even if you talk to a woman and you talk with her on Skype, these people are in the business. Good Ukrainian women are not on the websites. Majority of good, genuine people, they are most likely are not on the website. They are living their life. They are doing what they can do. They are trying to provide for themselves and their family. They're trying to work on their lives. There is a certain percentage of Ukrainian women that maybe, their sister got married successfully, or their sister have her company or business and she travels to another country. It's like there is a certain percentage, I would say maybe 15 to 20% of genuine people who are online, just because certain things happen in life and they are considering living abroad and maybe meeting somebody abroad and things like that. But really, good people mostly not online. Yet you can find somebody online, but the thing is, unless you come in to meet them in person, you're gonna waste so much of your time. Guys, I'll tell you something. I receive every day, I receive a tons and tons. I mean, okay, it's late night, and so if you listen to that point, that's okay. I'm gonna share this. I receive a ton of messages from people who, maybe would like to talk or meet for some reason, or kind of personal messages, not necessarily business wise. Does anybody think that a woman that doing something has time to read these messages and especially to reply to them? Unless you have something to say, unless you have value to bring, unless there is something that separates you from others, your message will never be responded. Because the person who appreciate their time, all these gorgeous women that you guys think you're talking to, if they would be real, they would not give you time of the day. And I don't even feel bad about it. And I'm not saying this to brag. I think because of social media, a lot of people, receive different messages and requests. But unless you have something that stands out, you're wasting the person's time. What do you think the beautiful woman would do? Would she sit there and just text all day? Or would she actually go out and have experience? Sometimes, girls, women of all ages and in all, you know, all backgrounds, and just generalizing, you receive a message from somebody and they don't understand that women do not develop feelings over text. Men anymore don't even understand that you need to call, you need to do something that separates you from others. And even then, it might not be mutual. Just because you think that somebody is single, just because you think that somebody might not be available, it doesn't mean that they are available, number one. And especially, it doesn't mean that they like you. So when you live in this fantasy and you think you develop a long distance relationship, what you're really doing is that you're wasting your life and your time. If you're not getting a proper response, if there are no dates set, you're just wasting your time. And some women are too, some Ukrainian women are too, they don't want to offend you, but they have no plans toward you. It's just your imagination. It's just your imaginations that can keep you from experiencing life. So you have to decide for yourself. Do you want to live in the illusion this all gorgeous women are talking to you, and that US is such a great country and there is nothing else to see anywhere else? Go outside and make real women talk to you, and real people talk to you, and make friends. And United States is a great country, but there are other countries that have something to see and something to offer. And I was trying to not make this video about relationships, but I just want to tell you one more time that it's very hard to connect with somebody through the text and messaging. You have to create experiences. That's all. A lot of agencies not gonna tell you that the girl is not interested in you, because this is how they're making money. And that's another reason why I don't really want to associate with any particular agency, because I've been working with clients who would show me some things behind the scenes, and I can tell right away by the first message, by the first interactions, that this girl will never want to be serious with this kind of guy. I can just, well, that's why I'm getting paid for the services I make, because I can just tell that it's not gonna work. You can tell it too if you really open your mind. You can tell that too. But with agencies, they have their agenda. I'm sort of like an independent person. I look at things um, just like everybody else. I can be wrong. Yet, I don't have any other interest rather than yours. So that's something to consider when you are lost. That's all. Thanks. Noel says, great point to finalize your video with reality. Exactly right. Thank you guys so much for joining. I will make video on the gifts. And if you have some more videos or topics that you really wish I would cover, just post it in the videos in the comments below, okay? All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful night. Happy Merry Christmas to all of us. I hope everybody has some good time this holiday season, whatever that means for you. I always happy to hear some feedback. So if you have a minute, type it. So I will consider adding this to my video list. And yes, the best time is now.